What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Crypto Warriors, it's Sergeant Crypto back at it again. Today is Friday, June 26, 2020. Not everyone thinks the way you think, knows the things you know, believes the things you believe, nor acts the way you would act. Remember this, and you will go a long way in getting along with people. Arthur Foreman. Let's get into it. This is a tweet from Max Kaiser. Jim Rogers, like Peter Schiff, I told to buy Bitcoin at $1, $10, $100. But the legendary, in quotes, legendary investor never looked into it as evidenced by this silly uniformed comment he just made. Legendary investor Jim Rogers warned governments will have to eliminate Bitcoin. They will have to eliminate Bitcoin. Let's get into the article, full article here on Forbes. All right, and just like the header says, legendary investor Jim Rogers warned governments will have to eliminate Bitcoin. Bitcoin has made its fair share of enemies since it was created a little over 10 years ago. The Bitcoin price soaring to around 20K per Bitcoin in late 2017 thrust cryptocurrencies into a global limelight, prompting governments to clamp down on their use and companies such as Facebook to create their own. Now, legendary investor Jim Rogers has warned Bitcoin and similar virtual currencies beyond the influence of the government, all right, beyond the influence of the government, will not be allowed to survive, and said the Bitcoin price is headed to zero. Well, all other cryptocurrencies that aren't fully decentralized like Bitcoin can be destroyed and get subpoenas sent to the headquarters of the companies or organizations in charge of said cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, on the other hand, there aren't any Bitcoin offices. There aren't any Bitcoin CEOs, CFOs, and things of that nature. There are no C-suite for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just there, and Bitcoin works. Let's get into it some more. If the cryptocurrency succeeds as real money, this is the big part right here. If the cryptocurrency succeeds as real money, rather than the subject of gambling as it is today, the government will make the cryptocurrency illegal and eliminate it. Well, they will try to make it illegal. However, people will still continue to use it as the fact that it is censorship resistant, meaning unless you shut the internet down, you're not stopping Bitcoin. China tried it. Russia is trying it. India is trying it. Maybe, and some parts of the U.S. government is trying it. They can't stop Bitcoin. It's gotten to the point where a country like Venezuela has they capitulated, and they now accept Bitcoin as a means of remittance. If you are sending money back to your family members, they suggest that you use Bitcoin, Litecoin, and they try to say that you're allowed to use their cryptocurrency as well, but they included Bitcoin and Litecoin as the two main decentralized cryptocurrencies. And he was giving this talk in Japan. If he had even done some research, he would have known that Bitcoin itself is legal tender in Japan. Look it up. Some 11 million Bitcoin, roughly 60% of the current minted supply, has sat dormant for a whole year, according to a recent research report published by Digital Asset Data, suggesting investors are buying to hold. The government likes electronic money, Rogers said, because with electronic money, you can track when, where, who spent what amount. The governments will have more control over people through electronic money. So he's giving up the secret right there. And this is why I warn you guys that watch my videos and support me about this quote-unquote CBDCs, these government electronic monies, these quote government cryptocurrencies, which they aren't cryptocurrencies because they're not truly decentralized. It's just a spreadsheet on who is spending what, when, where, and how. The government wants to know everything. Controllable electronic money will survive, and virtual currencies beyond the influence of the government will be erased. Good luck, buddy. The government has something that those who work with virtual currencies don't have, Roger says. It's gun. It's a gun, I'm sorry. He is 100% correct. We've seen what happened to world leaders around the globe that have tried to dissuade or tried to not use the US dollar. They've been snuffed out. And if they knew who Satoshi Nakamoto was, if the government, any government in the world knew who Satoshi Nakamoto was, they would have already brought that, I said brought in. They would have already brought that person in, or persons in, and interrogated them, kept them in a black site, tortured them, things of that nature, and killed them. But they don't know who Satoshi is. They don't know who he, she, or they are. Although governments have guns, and that's the real power behind the US dollar, which is the world reserve currency. The fact that the US government has guns, then they can't really compete with Bitcoin, because guess what? Bitcoin is decentralized. Bitcoin has no office to write, send the subpoenas to. You can't sue Bitcoin. You can't shut down Bitcoin. Like I said, unless you shut down the internet, which isn't going to happen, then Bitcoin is here to stay. I believe that virtual currencies represented by Bitcoin will decline and eventually become zero. Rogers said, adding, "This is a clear bubble and I don't know the right price. Virtual currency is not an investment target. It's just gambling." Despite this, Rogers admits Bitcoin could be the longest surviving cryptocurrency. Many have already come and gone, so we'll see. We can't, like Max Keiser said, he told him about it back when it was $1, $10, and $100. You can't force people to see things the way you see them. He's obviously blind to what the potential of Bitcoin and the fact that Bitcoin is being used. Bitcoin, have the three functions of money: unit of account, a medium of exchange, and a store of value. Bitcoin have those three uses, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Next, this isn't the first time we've seen that big wigs, so to speak, have come for Bitcoin. Back in 2017, this is November 7, 2017, CME Group's Leo Meland will tame Bitcoin. I'm not even going to get into it, but this is before the CME Group and the CBOE launched their futures contract, and they have tamed Bitcoin in some sense in the fact that they're able to short Bitcoin. However, all that paper Bitcoin that they trade still doesn't matter, because Bitcoin is as adapted to that, and we will see how it overcomes it by the price increase in the coming months to a year and a half, 2 years. So we'll see. However, they did tame it for a little bit, but Bitcoin is still a wild beast. Next, at this rate, Grayscale will own 3.4% of all Bitcoin by January. This is coming from Cointelegraph. Here it is. Grayscale Investments has purchased almost $500 million in Bitcoin since the May block reward halving. Think about that, people. We have one entity alone buying $500 million in Bitcoin. $500 million in Bitcoin. That's nuts. Since the May 12th or May 11th halving. That's only a few weeks ago. And they've already bought $500 million Bitcoin. Nut. All right. And this week bought Bitcoin around 3 times faster than miners could produce the blocks. So if you're selling Bitcoin, you're selling it to them. If you're trading Bitcoin, right? If you're trading it and trying to be all fancy trading and trying to outsmart the algorithms and the bots and things of that nature, you're only selling your Bitcoin to Grayscale, because they're buying up all the freshly minted Bitcoin and then some. Where are they getting all this Bitcoin from? There's only so much Bitcoin that's ever going to exist, and they're buying up most of it. Think about that, people. If we have an institution buying up all the Bitcoin that's being minted and then some, please, if you're not holding on to your Bitcoin, if you're not buying getting into Bitcoin and buying Bitcoin, you're wrong. I know I always state this is not financial advice, but goddamn, man, come on now, look at look at what's happening here. We're seeing people talking badly about it, and we've seen this playbook before. We've seen this playbook before. Jamie Dimon, Chase, Bank, they, he came out talking bad about Bitcoin, dropping the price because he knew he had that influence. And then what happened? The same time he's talking trash about Bitcoin, affecting the price, manipulating the market, his European offices were buying and trading Bitcoin. Now we're seeing the fact that Grayscale is buying up all the Bitcoin and then some that's been mined. According to a June 25th tweet, which was yesterday, from crypto analyst Kevin Rook, the investment firm bought 19,879 Bitcoin, $184 million worth in the last week for its Bitcoin trust, bringing its total number of coins to roughly 400,000 Bitcoin. This is nuts. This is nuts. Why are they binging on Bitcoin so much? They're cornering the market right now. They're cornering the market of Bitcoin. And if you're not involved, man, you're going to miss this damn boat ride or a rocket ship. So think about that. And they're saying that at this rate, where can I find it? At this rate, they will. Let me see, here it is. Boom. At the moment, there are 18.4 million Bitcoin in circulation, with the rest presumed lost. Yeah, a lot of it's being lost right now. Gone. Grayscale has bought 53,588 Bitcoin in total since the May 11 halving, equating to an average of 1,190 Bitcoin per day. If it keeps buying at the same daily rate, it will own 3.4% of the world's Bitcoin by January 2021 and 10% by the time of the next halving in 2024. Why do they want to corner the market on Bitcoin? Why? Whenever people talk about Bitcoin is a scam, it's going to go to zero, don't listen to them. And they're doing the same thing to ETH. They're buying up all the ETH as well. Think about that. You let me know if I'm crazy. Let me know if I'm crazy in the comment section below. If I think you think I'm nuts, because I'm trying to follow in their footsteps and buy as much Bitcoin as I'm able to afford to buy. Not financial advice, but I'll be doing the same. Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching my video, supporting me. Please smash that like, hit that subscribe button, notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. It's Sergeant Crypto, and I'm out. Peace!